Today I want to tell you about my absolute favorite leafy green to grow in my vegetable garden. I've been growing this for years and years and years, and every year I plant more of it because I love it so much, and that is Swiss chard. So I have some here that's getting ready to go into my garden here in late April because I have some plants that bolted, so I'm going to replace them with Swiss chard. Then I also have some tucked away here under my kale. The reason I love Swiss chard is that from like a vegetable plant profile, I treat it like I would treat a spinach or a lettuce. It's great in obviously salads and wraps. You can also use it in soups and stews, and really just anywhere that you would use a spinach, you can use Swiss chard in my experience. The other reason I love Swiss chard is that I have found I can grow it in very cold temperatures. I can grow it in the summer heat. It doesn't bolt. Last year I had Swiss chard that I planted in early March that plant kept growing until it came late November and, we had our first big freeze. So this is something I've grown in all temperatures. The other reason I love it is that in my experience, it also will grow in shade or in sunlight. We moved to a new home this fall, so I have kind of a new setup this year, and I have a lot of great sunlight, which is awesome. But at my old house, we had this huge tree canopy over the back, and so my sunlight was pretty limited. And I grew Swiss chard in that dappled, shaded tree area, no problem. Now, it didn't grow as fast as the ones that grew, where they got more sunlight, but it still grew and I was still able to harvest from it. They're also a cut and come again vegetable. And so, with this Swiss chard, similar to like a kale, you can just harvest individual leaves and that plant's going to keep growing. So you're not harvesting the whole plant at once, and then needing to start over with something in that spot. You just harvest one leaf at a time and it just keeps growing. So if you have never grown Swiss chard, I highly recommend trying it this year. There's all kinds of varieties. This is obviously one that is more of like a burgundy color, but you can get rainbow chard, you can get green chard, just lots of options. They will, you can harvest them when they're kind of smaller like this, but they will get big. My Swiss chard usually gets, bigger than this kale that I have right here. So it's just a great vegetable plant to try if you've never grown it. Try it this year.